Troll sat alone on a seat of stone, and munched and mumbled a bare old bone. For many a year he had gnawed it near, for meat was hard to come by. Done by, gum by, in a case in the hills he dwelt alone, and meat was hard to come by. Up came Tom with his big boots on. Said he to a troll. Said he to Troll, "Pay what is yon?" Yeah, so Sam is singing here, obviously. It should, right? For it looks like the shine oh my nuncle Tim. I should be a lion in graveyard. Caveyard, paveyard. This many a year has. Tim has been gone. Tim been gone. And I thought he were lying in graveyard. My lad, said Troll, this bone I stole. But what he bones that lie in a hole? The nuncle was dead on a lump o' lead. After I found the shin bone. Thin bone, he can spare a share for a poor old troll, for he don't need his shinbone, said Tom. I don't see why the likes o' thee, without axe and leave, should go making free, with a shank or shin o' my father's kin. So hand the old bone over. Rover, trover, though dead he be, it belongs to he. So hand the old bone over. It's really annoying, these songs. For a couple o' pins, says Troll, and grins. I'll eat thee too, and gnaw my shins. A bit o' fresh meat will go down sweet. I'll try my teeth. O thee now. He now, see now. I'm tired too, gnawing old bones and skins. I've a mind to dine on thee now. But just as he thought his dinner was caught, he found his hands had hold of naught. Before he could mind, Tom slipped behind and gave him the boot to warn him, darn him. A bump over the boot on the seat Tom thought would be the way to larn him. But the harder than stone is the flesh and bone of a troll that sits in the hills alone. As wet set your boot to the mountain's root, for the seat of a troll don't feel it. Peel it, heel it. Old Troll laughed when he heard Tom groan. He knew his toes could feel it. Tom's leg is game, since home he came, and his bootless foot is lacing lane. But Troll don't care, and he's still there, with a bone he boned with from his owner. Donor, boner, Troll's old seat is still the same, and the bone he boned from its owner. Well, that's a warning to us all, laughed Mary. It is as well you used to stick, and not your hand, Strider. Where did you come by that, Sam? Asked Pippin. I've never heard those words before. Sam muttered something inaudible. It's out of his own. 2 more pages, guys. I'm done here. I have to read 6 pages. That way, I can get what I can get. I can get the read over with fast. So I'm almost done here, guys. I only have what? Yeah, tomorrow I'll be finishing off book 1, man. And I'm done. They meet Glorfindel later on, and I believe they meet Glorfindel in book 2. Not in this chapter, but they meet Glorfindel in book 2, obviously. Head, of course, said Frodo. I am learning a lot about Sam Gamgee on his journey. First he was a conspirator, and now he's a jester. He'll end up by becoming a wizard or a warrior. I hope not, said Sam. I don't want to be neither. In the afternoon, they went on down the woods. They were probably following the very track that Gandalf, Bilbo, and the Lords had used many years before. After a few miles, they came out on top of a high bank above the road. At this point, the road had left the Horwell far behind in its narrow valley, and now clung close to the feet of the hills, rolling and winding eastward among woods and heather-covered slopes towards the ford in the mountains. Not far down the bank, Strider pointed out a stone in the grass. On it, roughly cut and now much weathered, could still be seen dwarf runes and secret marks. There, said Mary, there must be the stone that marked the place where the troll's gold was hidden. How much is left of Bilbo's share, I wonder, Frodo. Frodo looked at the stone, and wished that Bilbo had brought home no treasure more perilous, no less to say to part with. None at all, he said. Bilbo gave it all away. He told me he did not feel it was really his, as it came from robbers. The road lay quiet under the long shadows of early evening. There was no sign of any other travelers to be seen, as there was now no other possible course for them to take. They climbed down the bank, and turning left went off as fast as they could. Soon as the shoulder of the hill cut off light of the fast westering sun, a cold wind flowed down to meet them from the mountains ahead. They were beginning to look out for a place off the road where they could camp for the night, when they heard a sound that brought sudden fear back into their hearts. The noise of hoofs behind them. They looked back, but they could not see far because of the many windings and rollings of the road, as quickly as it could be scrambled off the beaten way. And up into the deep heather. And Bilberry brushed with 2 pages here, guys, and I'm done. On the slopes above until they came to a small patch of thick growing hazels, and they peered out from among the bushes. They could see the road, faint and gray from the failing light, some 30 feet below them. The sound of hoofs drew near. They were going fast with a light clippery clip, and failing as if it was blown away from them by the breeze. They seemed to catch a dim ringing, as of small bells tinking. That does not sound like a black rider's horse, said Frodo, listening intently. The other hobbits agreed hopefully that it did not, but they all remained full of suspicion. They had been in fear for pursuit for so long that any sound from behind seemed ominous and unfriendly. But Strider was now learning forward, stooped to the ground. With a hand to his ear and a look of joy on his face, the light faded, and the leaves on the bushes rustled softly. Clearer and nearer, now the bells jingled, and clippery clip came. The quick trotting feet. Suddenly into view below came a white horse, gleaming in the shadows, running swiftly. In the dust, its head stall flickered and flashed, as if it were studded with gems like living stars. The rider's cloak streamed behind him, and his hood was thrown black. His golden hair flowed shimmering in the wind of his speed. To Frodo, it appeared that a white light was shining through the form and raiment of the rider, as if through a thin veil. Strider sprang from hiding and dashed down towards the road, leaping with a cry through the heather. But even before he had moved or called, the rider had reined his horse and halted, looking up towards the thicket where they stood. When he saw Strider, he dismounted, and he ran to meet him, calling out, "Ah, na vedura dunadan, ma govanan." His speech and clear, ringing voice left no doubt in his hearts. The rider was of elven folk. This is where they meet Glorfindel, I believe, right? No others that dwelt in the wide world had voices so fair to hear, but there seemed to be a note of haste or fear in his call, and they saw that he was now speaking quickly and urgent to Strider. Soon as Strider beckoned to him, and the hobbits left. Yeah, they meet Glorfindel. See, I'm not that stupid. I remember a lot of things that I read in Lord of the Rings. This is where they meet Glorfindel, yeah. Whereas in the movie, they have Arwen take Frodo to Ford through the river to Rivendell, whereas in the book, Glorfindel takes Frodo. The reason why Peter Jackson had Arwen take Frodo to Rivendell is they wanted to give Arwen more scenes, a powerful scene. You want to give Arwen a powerful scene. That's why they had Arwen take Frodo to Rivendell in the movie, obviously. One more page, you guys, and I am done here. Bushes and hurried down to the road. This is Glorfindel, who dwells in the house of Elrond, said Strider. Hail and well met at last, said the elf lord to Frodo. I was sent from Rivendell to look for you. We feared that you were in danger upon the road. Then Ganem has reached Rivendell, cried Frodo joyfully. No, he had not when I departed. That was 9 days ago, answered Glorfindel. Elrond received news that troubled him. Some of my kindred journeying in your land beyond the Barad-dûn learned that things were amiss, and sent message as swiftly as they could. They said that the Nine were brought, and that you were astray, bearing a great burden without guidance. For Ganem had not returned. There are few even in Rivendell that can ride openly against the Nine, but such as there were. Obviously, Elrond sent out north, west, and south. It was thought that you might turn far aside to avoid pursuit and become lost in the wilderness. It was my lot to take the road. I came to the bridge of Mithithel and left a token there. Nigh on 7 days ago. 3 other servants of Sauron were upon the bridge, but they withdrew and I pursued them westward. I came also upon 2 others, but they turned away southwards. Since then I have searched for a trail. 2 days ago I found it and followed it over the bridge, and today I marked where you descended from the hills again. But come, there is no time for further news. Since you are here, we must risk the peril of the road and go. There are 5 behind us, and when they find your tail upon the road, they will ride after us like the wind. And they are not all where the other 4 may be. I do not know. I fear that we may find the fort is already held against us. While Glorfindel was speaking, the shades of everything deepened. Frodo felt a great weariness come over him. Ever since the sun began to sink, the mist before his eyes had darkened, and he felt that a shadow was coming between him and the faces of his friends. I'm on page 275, and tomorrow I'll be finishing off book 1, guys. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pages, and I'm done. Tomorrow, Lord of the Rings fans, I'll be finishing book 1 of Lord of the Rings. I can officially say it. I read all of book 1 for you. All of book 1 for you, obviously. You guys are like, holy shit, I even read all of book 1. I remember when Ivan started. You guys are all going to tell I don't know, in a couple of decades from now, you guys are all gonna tell your kids, yeah, I even read all of Lord of the Rings book one for us. Yeah, I read all of book one Lord of the Rings for us. Yeah, for you guys. That's how nice I am. Honestly. So tomorrow I'll be finishing book one. So November 6th, I made a prediction. Yeah, November 6th, I'll be finishing book one. And there's a good chance I'll be finishing my book, going over my book today too. So I finished Lord of the Rings book one and then going over my book around the same day. The same day. As of today, I should be finishing. I might just go over the whole 14 pages. If I'm lazy, I can go over 10 pages and just go over the remaining 4 of the next pages. But I can go over the whole 14 pages today, finish the whole book, save the new file on my Hotmail, and then my book is now officially ready to be something. So tomorrow I'll start taking those walks around the park. The day after tomorrow, because I go over my book usually at like early morning, right? So the day after tomorrow, today's Saturday. So the day after tomorrow, I'll start taking those walks to the park, obviously. And stay tuned for that very interesting video. I'm going to talk about what They're Unique, the Great Escape movie, and the Hidden Vampire movie. I don't know what I want the Hidden Vampire movie to be called. I know I want the romance movie to be called They're Unique, and the organization movie to be called The Great Escape. The mysterious organization, the great escape of the mysterious organization, or something like that. The Great Escape. You know what I'm saying? The Great Terrorizing Escape, or something like that. The Great Escape. Again, an amazing movie. There's a movie in the 1960s called The Great Escape. Hence why I might call it The Great Escape of the Mysterious Organization, or something like that. And then They're Unique, and the Hidden Vampire movie, I don't know what I want to call that. I don't know what I want to call the Hidden. I don't know what I want to call the Western Gangster movie. I only know what I want to call 3 of my movies: Great Escape, They're Unique, and The Last Hope for Zanus. With all my other movies, I don't know why I want the name of the movie to be, obviously. Right. So now I'm gonna keep saying this, world. You better fucking enjoy. I'm gonna keep saying this. You better fucking enjoy this series. Why So Canon? I don't play around with dirt and garbage. I don't play around with death. I'm gonna keep saying this. There's a reason why I'm a virgin. There's a reason why I don't struggle with sex. I'm not interested in having sex. You guys know I'm holy. You know what I'm saying? Because think about this. When the world says they want me and to share with the whole world, they even mean like all these people who have herpes, all these diseases, they want me and to have sex with them because you guys are fucking crazy people. You don't care. You know, Ivan, when it comes to you, we don't care. We don't care. We don't care if you're holy, Ivan. I don't care if I have herpes. I don't care if I have gonorrhea. I want to have sex with you because you guys are fucking crazy people. You know I'm holy. You know I don't play around during garbage. I don't play around with death, man. I don't play around during garbage. I don't play around with death. I have to have sex with my money. I have to have sex with that. That's fucking gross. Doesn't get any worse than that. I also have to have sex with all these Hollywood women. I know these Hollywood women are all trash. As Hollywood celebrities are all fucking trash, obviously, because the system's fucked up, obviously. And I'm not interested in having sex with all these dirty women. The reason why it's gonna be so bad that when I have sex with them, I'm gonna have to put the fan on, man. I'm gonna tell the guys, hey man, it's okay if I put the fan on. You know what I'm saying? Because it smells like ass in here. Yeah, it smells like ass. And so when I have sex with these Hollywood women, I'm gonna have to put the fan on, man, because it's fishy, stinky sex, obviously, which is gross, obviously. There's a reason why I'm a virgin. There's a reason why all those times when I could have went home with all these bartenders and all stuff, I chose not to go home because why? I'm holy, obviously. I don't want them touching me, and I have love. It's my love for Fiji, obviously. Remember, I just, you know what I'm saying? The fact that the girl gave me $10, that's how you know the girl was trash. I was, yeah, I'm trash. Ivan's holy. She gave me $10 for the cab back home. I could have went home with her, and I saw my no. I'm just gonna go home. I'm not gonna do. I went home and I got like food, and I got food, and I just watched the movie. In other words, if a hot chick asked me to go home, I'd be like, yeah, I'd rather just go home, get beer, get McDonald's, and like watch a movie. Yeah, that's the kind of guy I am, man. Yeah, I'd rather just go home, get a beer, have a smoke, and watch a movie on TV. Because I'm a holy man. I'm a fucking holy man. And I shut you guys up for good. You know what I'm saying? Don't feed this kid who peanuts, I'm saying, who's allergic to peanuts. And what do? You turn a holy man into a man whore, and you have him have sex with all these dirty women who have STDs. As I told you, when VJ posted that picture, you know what I'm talking about, VJ. You're connected to me. My body had an itchy reaction. I started itching because I'm a holy man. I'm a holy man. And so when I pay this fee, I'm going to constantly be seeing all these STDs. It's going to psychologically affect me. I'm going to itch. And I might even get rash on my skin because I'm holy, obviously. That's where they get the idea in the Bible, how it says Jesus took on the sins of the world. The symbolism of sin is obviously STDs, obviously. Jesus is holy, God is holy, and he cannot stand sin. Yes. The symbolism of me is paying his fees. When I pay this fee, it's going to be the horror of my soul. I'm going to be itching constantly. I'm going to be itching. I'm going to have rash on my skin. Because all these Hollywood celebrities, they have STDs and all that stuff. they have STDs, herpes, syphilis, they have all these diseases. It's going to affect me psychologically, obviously, because I'm holy. There's a reason why, VJ, you cannot see me, because I don't want you fucking touching me. I'm fucking holy, and I don't want you fucking touching me, obviously. That's why I set the whole thing up. Hey, man, you guys all got a VJ who's trash that I would never do. I'd rather be single than have a trashy wife. And I get VJ all fresh for myself with a glowing beauty. As I set the whole thing up. You got your trashy sex and your spirit ran away. Whereas me, I get what? I get VJ all fresh to myself with a glowing beauty forever, obviously. As I set the whole thing up. And it's no more trashy during sex, finally. I finally get fresh sex with VJ. No more fishy, trashy sex. When me and VJ have sex, it's nice, fresh sex, obviously. VJ, no more trashy sex for you. Once you're with me, you get your fresh, sweet sex, finally. You know what I'm saying? VJ gets fresh, sweet sex with Ivan. Yeah, no more trashy sex. As VJ, even though VJ is a whore, obviously, and she bangs guys, it's obviously what? It's obviously a bit of a turn off when you have sex with a guy who's trash, man. You suck his dick and you smells like ass, smells like fish. You see all the diseases he has. It's a turn off, man. Huge turn off, obviously. Hence why I always say the law of attraction, women who turn me on the outside. As if I went home with them and I saw what they had, I would run away. I'm like, look, man, I don't want to have sex with you. That's fucking gross. Because they're all attractive on the outside, obviously. I love doing that, I'm saying. And yeah, you better start taking for granted, world. The countdown's ticking. Once I make that final, I'll be done my Lord of Young tomorrow. And I should be done over my book tonight. And tomorrow I'll start taking those walks to the park, preparing myself for the final announcement. Stay tuned for my remaining side videos, obviously. And once I make that final announcement, I am done. I'm not making any more videos for you. I keep saying that, obviously. I am not making any more videos for you. You get what you fucking deserve. You choose not to talk to me in the public eye. And so I'm not what? I'm not making any videos for you. Me and VJ are peace and now, and you get what you fucking deserve, obviously. Now, what do I want to talk about today? I think I've talked enough about me and White's personal life. I think you guys get the picture. When I meet else eyes, I've made many videos about that. I've talked a lot about Sky Source too. I've talked about the 4 years of Zanus. You guys already know all about the 4 years of Zanus, obviously. I've talked about all that. So, I guess I'll talk about Sky Source. There's nothing else to talk about. I'll just repeat what I said. There's nothing else. Because you ran out of this. Yes, I ran out of ideas to talk about. I'll just talk about Sky Source. As usual. Because there's nothing else to talk about. I ran out of ideas, man. And VJ loves it when I talk about Sky Source. Oh my god, Ivan, you know what I'm saying? Our rooftop condo, all that stuff. Right? What I keep saying is, so I now understand why everyone in my life treat me like shit. I keep saying this before I talk about Sky Source. Because of their envy. Yeah, Ivan's the son of God. He's going to be a multi-billionaire, richer than all of us by a milestone. Yes. All these people. I remember there was one friend of mine. He was a pretty good friend of mine. He had rich grandparents. Ivan, you had a lot of rich friends. Yes. A lot of my friends who I hang out with were rich people, man. They were rich people. A good chunk of a few of my friends were wealthy people, man. They were rich people. I remember I had a friend who had rich grandparents. They had a nice, like, $600,000 house. They spoiled him. His grandfather drove this nice Cadillac. They're fucking rich, you know what I'm saying? They spoiled him with their visas, all that stuff. His food also. They were fucking rich. And the whole time, I'm a son of God, I'm rich and all those guys. You had a few rich friends. Yes, I had a few rich friends. Two of my friends were rich. Two of my friends were rich. You guys, you know who you are. I had one friend. We were pretty close in grade 10. He had rich grandparents, obviously. And I had another friend who was I consider him to be one of my best friends. He was like, yeah, Ivan was like my best friend in grade 11. Because of why, that guy obviously considered me to be like his best friend because I'm very special, obviously. Yeah, Ivan was like my best friend. Me and him, that guy was considered like my best friend. I had another guy who was like my best friend, but the other guy who I hung out with, he was like one of my best friends. I consider him to be one of my best friends. I hung out with him like every day. I call him up, he called me up, hey Ivan, let's hang out. And I smoked weed with him many times, got drunk with him. Good times, man. You know who you are, obviously. He had his father owned this big ass golf course. My guess is his father was probably making a good $250,000 a year around there. His father was rich, man. $300,000 a year or something like that. They're fucking rich. He owned a nice like $750,000, $800,000 house. Guy was rich, man. I went to his house, so holy shit, this is a nice house. I saw his dad's nice ass car. You know what I'm saying? I went to his house one time, like, holy shit, this guy's rich. And yet, the whole time, I'm a son of God, and I'm going to be richer than all these, guys by miles. That's the funny thing, honestly. Yeah, even though my father's rich and he owns a golf course, you know what I'm saying? Ivan's the son of God. He has the keys. He's gonna be a multi-billionaire rich enough all by himself. So yes, that's the funny thing. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I went to that woman's house. Let me keep saying this. Stay tuned for my final house, and I'll talk about this. People used to always brag about how rich her parents were. Her parents were really rich. Obviously, very, very rich people. I met their parents. Their parents were very polite people. Very nice. They're very nice. They're very nice to me, obviously. Very nice people. That woman, you remember when I went to your house, obviously. I remember I went to her house and I'm like, holy shit, this house is nice. She owned a nice, like, $900,000 million house. A house like VJ's house, man. You know how VJ owns a nice house with a pool? She owned a nice house like that, man. A nice, like, $1 million house, $950,000 house. I saw her parents' nice ass car. Her parents own this nice ass fucking car in the garage. But holy shit, these guys are rich. Yet the whole time I'm a son of God and I have the keys. I'm rich and all these guys are my mouse. Yeah, it's a funny thing. Everyone used to always brag about how rich this guy's dad was. One of my best friend's dad was, and that woman's parents were. And then Ivan O'Mara has the keys. He's rich and all these guys by mouse, obviously. How rich this guy's grandparents were. You know what I'm saying? I remember this one of my pretty good friends. One of my good friends. Another guy, you know who you are. He was a good friend of mine. He wasn't like my best friend, but he was a good friend of mine. I consider to me he was a good friend of mine. Obviously, I hung out with him quite a bit. I got drunk with him. We had some good moments together. I slept over his house one time. You know what I'm saying? I remember he used to what? There was this gas station. There's this gas station, McEwen's, right? Yeah, you're welcome. I'm promoting your gas station out there in Elmer. There was this gas station in Elmer, obviously. And in the gas station, they had a pizza. They had a section where you can buy pizza, all that stuff. We used to go after school. I used to go with my so-called friends. We used to buy pizza. You know what I'm saying? Pizza with garlic sauce and like Coke and all that stuff. I remember he's like, yeah, the owner of this gas station's rich. I've been to his house party. He has a nice ass fucking house. You know what I'm saying? That guy's probably making like, I don't know, $200,000 a year. Rich people, obviously. Yet the whole time I'm a son of God, I have the keys. I'm gonna be rich and all that house. Yeah, it's a funny thing. Hence why, once I pay free, I'm gonna have a flashback of my life, man. Of all my so-called friends, bragging about how rich all these people were. I'm gonna have this flashback of my life, like, holy shit, I'm about to become king. And I'm going to be richer than all these guys by my mouth, so I'm going to own my own jet. I'm going to be a multi-billionaire, obviously. I remember one of my good friends, he used to talk about, like, I remember he told me, he's like, yeah, if my dad didn't have kids and all stuff, he'd be a millionaire by now. You know what I'm saying? He told me that. He bragged a little bit, obviously, of how pretty rich his parents were. At the whole time, I'm a son of God, I have the keys, I'm rich and all these guys by my mouth. That's the funny thing. All these people used to brag about how rich all these people were. They all knew, yeah, even though we can brag all we want about how rich all these guys are, but Ivan O'Mara is a son of God, he has the keys. He's going to be a multi-billionaire, yeah. Hence why everyone treated me like shit in my life. Hence why all my so-called friends made fun of me. You know what I'm saying? I remember my best friend. This guy I consider to be my best friend. My best friend. The other guy who had this rich dad was like my second best friend. But this guy was like my best friend. Me and him were very tight, obviously. Again, if you guys stalk my Facebook pages, you guys saw the guy. There's a picture of me and him together. Me and him were like me and him were like best friends, obviously. And I remember he used to brag about her. Yeah, my cousin's fucking rich, man. No, man, my cousin's rich. You know what I'm saying? My cousin's rich, you know what I'm saying? I remember his cousin showed up. He had his nice car, nice pimped out car. He owned a pretty nice house. He bought a not bad house. My point is, the guy was rich. The guy probably had a couple $100,000 in his bank. The guy was rich. He used to brag, yeah, my cousin's fucking rich. You know what I'm saying? His cousin used to be cocky around me, you know what I'm saying, because he's all rich and stuff. But the whole time, I'm the son of God. I have the keys. And I'm going to be richer than all these guys on my mouth. So hence, I shut all these people up for good. You shut us up for good? Yes. I shut you up for good. I'm going to be richer than all these guys by a milestone. You guys know what I'm talking about. You guys had the guts to brag about how rich this guy's father was, how rich this woman's parents were, how rich this guy's grandparents were, how rich this owner at McEwen's was. You know what I'm saying? How rich this guy's cousin was. Yet the whole time, I'm a son of God. I have the keys. And I'm going to be richer than all these guys by a milestone. Hence why, I'm going to keep saying this. Hence why everyone in my life put me down. My family, my step-family, my teachers put me down. You know what I'm saying? Even the vice principal put me down. I remember he's like, the vice principal literally yelled at me, Ivan, you shouldn't skip class. What about you? You knew I was a son of God. You knew the doors were locked on me. You know what I'm saying? You knew my family gatekeeper, you didn't bother to mention that. Hence, those guys are actors. They're wolves in sheep's clothing. Yeah, I shut you up for good, obviously. Ivan, you're a genius. You set everything up. Hey man, if you do this to Ivan, Ivan will shut you for good. Yes. If you do this to me and my wife, I'm gonna shut you for good. Whereby you can't say shit. I'm gonna shut you for good completely, obviously. And yeah, and all you guys in Darcy, you know who you are. All my so-called friends, all my friends in high school, right? Who were good friends with me, who were really good friends with me, obviously. You guys know who you are. You guys will all remember me when I'm king, obviously. And wife's coming with me, and you're gonna feel like shit. You're gonna see, oh, look at Ivan now. You know, it's handsome with the glowing beauty, making out with his hot ass wife. He's a billionaire now. He owns his own jet. He's wearing a condo. Anyways, once all the guys in Darcy, you know what I'm saying, see me living life with my wife, they see I know you see the trending pictures of me and my wife partying it up at our 100 million with our condo. All you guys in Darcy are like, oh my god, I wish I could party it up at Ivan's condo. They're all gonna wish, man, I wish I could party it up at Ivan's condo. Ivan's 100 million with our condo, yeah. You know, so I wish I could party up at his condo. I wish I could be flown on his private jet. I wish I could live the life with Ivan. Yeah, they're all gonna feel like shit, obviously. Because Ivan is the only one in Darcy, besides my stepbrothers, because my stepbrothers are obviously going to be successful. They're going to be living the billionaire life too, obviously. Ivan Omer, aside from but my stepbrothers, had a will, obviously. But Ivan Omer is the only one in Darcy out of all the guys in Darcy who's actually going to be a celebrity billionaire. Whereas none of those guys in Darcy are going to be billionaires. Yeah, don't even be millionaires. I told you it's very tough to be a millionaire in this world. Yeah, alone make $200,000 a year in this world. Even the people in Darcy who cap out $200,000, my point is none of them are going to be me. See what I'm saying? So even if the guy is successful and he makes $200,000 a year, he's rich, obviously, in the average world, he's not going to be me. As Ivan Omer will be a multi-billionaire because Ivan Omer is the son of God. Ivan Omer is special. And all you guys in Darcy, you will all remember me so well. Yeah, you're I don't know, you're going to go back and look at the Facebook pictures that were tagged. All those pictures that were tagged, obviously, on your Facebook. You're going, oh my god, this is Ivan back in high school when he was lost and poor. And now look at him. Ivan is a multi-billionaire. Ivan's a multi-billionaire with his wife, Yaman. You guys are all going to miss me. You're all going to miss me so much, I'm saying. Yeah, man. Stay tuned for my final announcement. I'm going to talk in depth with my story. I'm going to talk about the stuff I did with my friends too in high school. I smoked a lot of weed in grade 11, obviously. I tried coke twice. So I did some bad things in my life. I tried coke. Weed isn't bad, but coke is bad. Don't do coke. I tried coke twice, obviously, and I smoked a lot of weed in high school. And I was a horrible student. I skipped class, didn't do my homework. Horrible student. But even though I was a horrible student, I still managed to get like 50s in all my classes. That's how you know I'm not that stupid. Yeah, even though Ivan skipped a lot of his classes, he still managed to get 50s in most of his classes. Yeah. Even though I failed, I didn't fail badly. Obviously. I didn't fail badly. I got like 50s in all my classes since I skipped a lot of my classes. I barely did my homework. I still managed to get like 50s in a lot of my classes. Because that's how you know I'm pretty smart. I'm a pretty smart person, yeah. In my classes, obviously. Yeah. And once I finish this video, I will upload this video, take a shower, order my shawarma, take a shower. I love shawarma. And I will what? I will go to the store, buy some beer and smokes, come back and enjoy the show, man. And I'll watch more games afterwards. That's pretty much what I do. Watch more games, get a laugh at my older videos, that kind of stuff, obviously. And yeah, man, all you guys in Darcy, you guys all remember me. All the people in my life, that family who used to come over to my house for Christmas dinners, me coming over to their house for Christmas dinners, the barbecues, going swimming with them, they will all remember me. You guys will all remember me very well. You're going to remember this poor Ivan who was lost. Obviously, you guys knew my family, the gatekeepers, and you had a wife, and you knew those were locking me, and none of you guys, hey man, Ivan, I want to tell you. In other words, if you guys are really good, you would say, hey Ivan, man, I want to tell you something, man. You're gonna be pissed off because your family are not who you think they are. They're the fucking gatekeepers and billionaires. Yeah, we know that, but we're not gonna tell them because we don't want him being his wife. Yeah, because you guys are all part of the plot protection when you don't want to be my wife. You kept it from me, obviously. Hence why I'm proving how wicked you guys are. You're actors. You act like good people, but you're not good people. All those teachers in Darcy, they're all actors. Those teachers at Heritage are all actors. You read the academic integrity and you fucking sabotage my marks. And so I'm proving what? I'm proving a point that you guys are actors, you're wicked people, you're not good people, obviously. You're wicked people, obviously. You know, if you shut you for good, yes, I shut you up for good. If you do this to me, I'm gonna shut you up for good, whereby you can't say shit anymore. In other words, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. And to add it off here before I start talking about Sky Source, once I'm king, I don't know, if I'm king next year in 2022 with my wife, The future kids, the future generation of students in Darcy who go to Darcy, you know what I'm saying? They're all gonna ask the teacher. The teachers are like, yeah, Ivan came to this school. All you Darcy teachers are all gonna tell your students, yeah, Ivan came to this school 14 years ago. I don't know, 14, 15 years ago, he came to this school. Ivan was a horrible student. All the students would be like, Ivan was a horrible student. He was able to write a novel like this. Are you sure Ivan was a horrible student? No, no, no. Ivan was a horrible student. He didn't do his homework. He skipped class. You have to go to Aletta to finish school. These guys are always like, holy shit, Ivan was a horrible student. He was able to write a book that I can never write. Because Zane's is a masterpiece. Zane's is such an amazing story. No fantasy novel will be able to top that story. It's an unbeatable book, man. It's an untouchable book. I challenge any fantasy author out there to write a better novel than Last of Zanes. You cannot. As Last of Zanes is such an amazing book. It takes the crown, and it's even better than what? This book here, Lord of the Rings. Better than Lord of the Rings, but it's more interesting than Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings has better world building, but it's a better story than Lord of the Rings. That's how sacred everything. Yeah, Ivan came to this school 14 years ago. You know what I'm saying? He was you know what I'm saying? This I remember him when he was poor. You know, Ivan was a horrible student. You know what I'm saying? And Ivan came to school 14 years ago. All the future generations are gonna tell them that. Oh my God, Ivan came to the school 14 years ago, 15 years ago. Yeah, everything is so sacred now, man. That's how sacred everything will be, obviously. Oh my God, Ivan came to this school. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Ivan came to school 14 years ago. And everything becomes so sacred. And now look at him, he's king, living life with his wife. Yeah, everything becomes so sacred, obviously. Show my count here.